Ho, 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 friends, and welcome to the Christmas edition of It Stinks right here on the Boom Broadcasting. We got ugly sweaters, we got Christmas gifts, we got Christmas lights, we got candy canes from 2020 before COVID that we're eating. We are definitely ready for the Christmas edition of It Stinks. If you eat a candy cane before 2020, do they expire? Will it stinks now be truly a true statement if I eat it that it will stink? We don't know. Stay tuned. We're getting ready to name the top 10 Christmas movies of all time that you definitely need to watch right here on It Stinks.
Quiet on the set. Can we please have quiet on the set?
It stinks.
Welcome back, friends. That is the time of the season. Yes, it is the holiday season. We already showed you in the pre-clip. We got gifts. We got Christmas lights. I do tricks with my magic dancing candlesticks. We got it all. Not be our guest, but yes, be our guest. Be our guest. Don't put our service to the test. Put my reviews to your test. Go through my list. Write it down. Check it twice. See if these movies line up with some of your favorite all-time Christmas movies in the holiday seasons. Yes, the holiday season is upon us. As you know, TV shows have stopped for the holiday season because whether it's ABC, NBC, CBS, Amazon Prime, Netflix, the Peacock, the Cock, any other thing you can name, everybody's showing Christmas movies to get people ready for that holiday season that's upon us around the corners. So let's start with some honorable mentions. We're not going to say a top 10. We're just going to go through my top Christmas movies that I watch in December. Honorable mention. Let's go all the way to 1964, 74 with James Stewart and Donna Perry. It's a Wonderful Life. Great Christmas movie. One of my mom's favorites right there. One of her all-time favorites. It's a Wonderful Life. I watch it. It made honorable mention because it's one that some of the family watches, but I watch it if it's on TV, if there's nothing else to watch. It's a good movie, very good Christmas movie, but not good enough to make that bracket of the ones that definitely when they come on, I'm watching it. So if there's nothing else on, I'll put on It's a Wonderful Life. If one of my favorite movies goes off and It's a Wonderful Life spills over, I'll watch it. Another good honorable mention, what is Christmas without a miracle on 34th Street? Of course, if you're a wrestling fan, you know every year besides this year, we have had a miracle street fight on 34th Street on Monday Night Raw. But what is Christmas without a miracle on 34th Street? 1947, all-time favorite, cult classic right here for a lot of Christmas watchers. One of the ones they definitely tune in to watch during the holiday season. So now those are my two honorable mentions. Like we said, it's not a top 10 list. It's more than 10 movies because we got a tie for number one with so many. But we're just going to go through how I would rank them if I had to make a top 10. So starting with number 10, and it is Ernest Saves Christmas, the 1988 classic. Jim Varney, Ernest P. Worrell's known better to the world. Billy Bob as Bobby. Ernest goes and he's a taxi car driver, picks up Santa Claus. Santa Claus is going to talk to the replacement Santa Claus about taking the job. Ernest finds out after he picks up another passenger who is Hannah that this is Santa Claus. I can't charge Santa. Santa gets ready to pay Ernest. Santa doesn't have real money. He has play money. Ernest says, don't worry about it. You're Santa. I'm doing a good deed. Ernest gets fired, but Ernest finds out that Santa left his magic sack in the taxi cab. Ernest goes on a long trip to return the sack to Santa and to save Christmas so that all the kids over the world can get their Christmas toys on Christmas Day. All-time favorite, 1988. Can't go wrong with Jim Varney. Ernest P. Worrells is one of my favorite guys. And I like all the Ernest movies. Now, number 9, 1996. Tim Burton's Disney, The Nightmare Before Christmas. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. You got Jack. You got Sally. You got the evil scientist. You got the Oogie Boogie Man singing the Oogie Boogie Man theme song. Man, that made the show even better, the movie even better. But as you know, the Pumpkin King Jack, they are a scare town. They love to scare people. They get very excited in scare town for Halloween. Jack gets sent in a time portal. He gets sent to Christmas Town. He learns about Christmas. He's just shocked. He sees snow. He sees reindeer. He sees Santa Claus. He sees laughter. He sees cheer. He sees all this stuff, and he takes it back to the Pumpkin Town to celebrate Christmas. A big long journey. The Oogie Boogie Man is trying to stop it. Jack's able to be successful, and they celebrate Christmas right here on that episode of Twas a Nightmare. No, This is Christmas, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Tim Burton by Disney. Now, number 8. And this came out in the 2000s. A lot of people think this one. A lot of people may have not, but I take it everybody's watch It Stinks has stumbled across this movie. Cannot have Christmas without Friday After Next. Ice Cube, Day-Day, Mike Epps, Craig Ice Cube, John Witherspoon as Pops, Don D.C. Curry as Day-Day's dad, Terry Crews. All of the cast is in this movie. And everybody knows you got Pinky in there. You got everybody from Friday 1 and next Friday combined in this movie size, tiny size Sylvester Cruz, could think his name, Debo. He was the only one not in this one. But everything lines up. Of course, you know the story. Craig and Day-Day are getting ready to be evicted. They haven't been able to pay their rent. They take a job as security guards. They get fired from that. Top flight security of the world, Craig. You got everything that they decide to throw this big Christmas Eve party, invite all their friends to it, raise money, charge at the door to get in, to be able to make the monthly rent. It turns into a big fiasco. You got Ricky Smiley in as Santa Claus. You got Cat Williams as Magic Money Mike, the pimp. You got all of these characters in one movie. And I'm telling you, from the time you hit start to you end, you laugh the entire movie. Me talking about right now does not do justice of every detail in the movie. If you haven't seen it, like I said, everybody who's watching It Stinks, I believe I've probably seen this movie. If you haven't seen it, go somewhere, find it, and watch it. It is truly a funny movie that when you start it, you start laughing to the end. Now, number 7. What is Christmas without the 1997 hit that year, The Santa Claus? Tim Allen makes Santa fall off the roof, and guess what? Tim Allen now has to fill in for Santa Claus. You talk about another funny movie that just will make you laugh from the beginning. He has to be Santa Claus. He has to embody the weight of Santa Claus. Delivering the presents, driving the sleigh, the reindeer, all of the above. He has to embody in becoming Santa Claus while Santa Claus recovers and heals at his house. He has to continue on with Christmas that night. Very funny movie. All-time blockbuster seller that year in 1997. I remember when this one came out in the movie theaters. Now we're moving down. And like I said, this is not a top 10 because there's so many movies, but if we'd be on number 6. And you can't go without the 1964 TV special, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. We all know the beloved Christmas song about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They took the song and made a TV animated special out of it. Rudolph is laughed out by his friends. His dad is Dancer. Rudolph has a red nose. They put a black piece of tape over it to cover it up. The tape finally falls off. Everybody sees Rudolph has a red nose, just like the song. Rudolph's not allowed to play with his friends. Nobody wants to be around him. And finally, that night on Christmas, Santa could not deliver the toys due to a bad Christmas storm. Who does he call to save the day? No other than Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, just like the song. All-time favorite. A lot is going on in that show right there. You got the elf that wants to be a dentist. You got, what's my guy's name? John Cornelius that wants to save you. You know, he got to wrestle the abominable snowman. Lot going on at the Island Misfit Toys. Finally find a home. They've been on the island for so long. They find a home for Misfit Toys to be for all the kids to play with. Great show right there. Enjoy that one every year it comes on. Now, number 5. Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad. 1998, maybe 96. I forgot the year on that one. Another good Christmas movie that shows Arnold Schwarzenegger going all over town to find his son, that turbo action figure, and it turns into a big fiasco as he keeps He's going all over town trying to find this turbo action figure. It's a big fiasco of things going on as he tries to find it. Great movie right here. One of my all-time favorites to definitely go watch during the holiday season. Now, another honorable mention right here. We thought this would be a good time to throw one in. No other than the 1970 Santa Claus is coming to town. Kris Kringle. Who's Kris Kringle? He's got to stop the Burgermeister from stopping Christmas. So much going on in that TV show. All-time favorite on CBS. One of the ones I truly enjoy. Now we're getting down to my all-time favorites right here. Ones I definitely go watch every holiday season. The first ones I watch all the time, but these are ones that definitely you got to go watch. They're the all-time Christmas cult classics. Starting with the number 1980, Scrooge, Bill Murray, Alfred Woodard, the TV executive that gets haunted by 3 ghosts. Of course, we know it's the same rendition of the Christmas Carol. They just respin it with Bill Murray as a TV executive that's haunted by 3 ghosts: the Christmas, Ghost of Christmas Past, Ghost of Christmas Present, and Ghost of Christmas Future. Same as the Christmas Carol. So if you like the Christmas Carol, this is a re-rendition, respin of it right for here for you to go watch. Then let's go to 1988. Die Hard. What is Christmas without a Die Hard movie to watch? Bruce Willis, Reginald Vale Johnson, who played Carl Winslow on Family Matters. Bruce Willis is a New York City cop, washed out New York City cop, down on his luck. He's trying to save his wife and all the other hostages from the terrorists who have taken over the bank at the annual Christmas party. All-time favorite right here. Should be number 1, but it's so many more that you could list. That's why this one comes in that number 4 slot. But it is definitely the all-time favorite Christmas movie. Now, number 3. Let's head back to a TV special. What's a Christmas without Frosty the Snowman? You know the song, you know the story. Comes on CBS, Paramount Plus all the time at the holidays. The magical snowman that came to life when the magician came to perform for the kids and his magic didn't work. Hocus Pocus jumped out of the hat. They put the hat on the snowman and he began to dance and come to life and had a parade and all of the above. Then he goes up to the North Pole to be saved because they're afraid that with the sun coming out, the snowman would melt. Of course, you know, Hocus Pocus, Frosty, and Alice tried to go and get Frosty to the North Pole, but they're chased the whole entire time by that no good, rotten magician who found out that that silk black hat of his was a magical hat. He just could not make the magic work. Now we're getting down to the top ones right here, the 2 and all the ones. All of these could have been number 1s, but we decided to separate it. You gotta go. 1990. What a good year. I was a kid, and you know what I had, ladies and gentlemen? I had Home Alone. Macaulay Culkin. You got Joe Piscoci, Daniel Stern. Every child in the 90s, if you're watching this and you are a 90s baby like me, you made a booby trap house when your parents left and left you at home. If you were, we had a term back in the 80s and 90s for us kids. Podcast Smith is definitely going to fall out laughing because he knows exactly what I'm talking about. We were latch, lock, key kids. Not lunch pail kids, latch, lock, key kids. We had a shoestring tied around our neck with a key to let us in the house. Our parents was at work. They were at work. So while our parents were at work, We did just like Macaulay Culkin and Kevin Arnold did in the all-time classic Home Alone. We booby-trapped the whole house. We booby-trapped the entire house just like he did. Of course, you know the story. He wished his family away. They're going on Christmas vacation. They're going to Paris, France. Everybody gets on the van. Kevin is sent upstairs that night because he causes a ruckus amongst the family that night during the family pizza dinner before leaving. They forgot that they put him on the third floor to sleep upstairs. They get on the plane. They realize they forgot Kevin. They get to Paris. They're trying to get back. Mom is doing everything in her power to get back to her son, Kevin. And they learn a lesson. Kevin once learns a lesson that, hey, I got to be a better son and a better brother to my brothers and sisters and a better family member. Kevin also learns that I got to protect the house. I'm the man of the house. Everybody's gone. I got to stop the wet bandits from stealing the house. The evil guy who lived next door, they have a great heart-to-heart moment in the church when he goes to see his granddaughter, and Kevin tells him, family is all you got. You always got family. A very good heart-to-heart moment. Kevin is actually saved by the neighbor next door when he goes over to the house and he sees that they're chasing Kevin. He saves Kevin. The cops lock up the wet bandits. Mom comes home on Christmas Day. Kevin wishes for the family to come back home. They're not there when he wakes up. An hour later, maybe, well, not an hour, 5 minutes later, he realizes his mom is home. And then about 15 minutes later, everybody else comes in and they spend Christmas together. And the movie goes off with Dad finding the gold too, trying to figure out what did Kevin do while they were gone. All-time favorite, one of my favorites, was Christmas Without Home Alone. The original Home Alone. I know there's 2, 3, and some more, but the original Home Alone 1 should have been the only one they did because it's the only one that truly makes sense. And so many people travel up to Chicago to take pictures in front of the house. This is a It Stinks Inside edition right here. The people that bought the house after it went off the market have put a sign up around the holidays saying, please do not take pictures in front of the house. You disturb us and you disturb our dust during the holiday season. I did not know that many people travel to Chicago. That is like a mecca for people to travel, especially this 90s bracket that had this movie in the movie theaters, to travel to Chicago during the holidays, to go to the original house where the show was filmed, and to take pictures. Also, another inside edition is the neighbors that lived across the street knew that this was going to be very big. They had a feeling this movie was going to explode in the box office. They were both retired. They recorded on VHS. That's right, VHS tape. You can go look this up on YouTube and on the internet. They recorded day-to-day filming. And also, they have a time where they had a lunch date with Macaulay Culkin and Kevin Arnold, where they invited him over for lunch. And he came over and had lunch with them and told about the movie. And you can see how they blew in the snow with paper mache and glue, all this stuff. They got all the insights on how they built that set. Because a lot of people forgot Home Alone was filmed in the spring and summer so that it could drop in the winter months for Christmas. So it was filmed early. It wasn't filmed during the winter season. It was filmed during the spring and summer. So they had to do a lot to make that street look like a Christmas street in a hot summer of Chicago. So those were insider tips. Definitely go check that out. I thought that was pretty interesting. And for the family members that across the street that have those VHS HS tapes, you can actually see some of that footage that they share on some newscasts up there in Chicago. Now our next one, this was a tie. What is Christmas without going to see my favorite guy, Chuck, Linus, Lucy Van Pelt, Peppermint Patty, Snoopy, Woodstock, Schroeder, Pigpen, Franklin, and the gang? What is Christmas without seeing Charlie Brown? We know the story. He's hired as a director. He gets no Christmas cards. Lucy makes him the director of the Christmas movie. He has one task, and that task is to bring back a Christmas tree. Charlie Brown is upset because everybody has commercialized Christmas except him. He still carries the true values of what Christmas is all about. It's better to give than to receive. We don't need to commercialize it. And then Charlie Brown, after he brings back the most hideous Christmas tree he can find, the one that they put the one orbit on, it leans over, the pine needles fall off, they laugh at him. He asks, what's the true meaning of Christmas? And of course, you got the big speech with Linus, lights please. The big speech reminds of the true meaning of Christmas. Charlie Brown leaves the studio that day where they're filming, where they're practicing for the annual Christmas play. And guess what Charlie Brown does? He finds the true meaning of Christmas and celebrates it. All his friends come join him at the end for a big singing of Hark the Herald, the angel sings. Charlie Brown's very happy because right at the end they say, Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown, and everything ends out right. And Charlie Brown finds the true happiness of what Christmas is all about during that episode. All-time favorite, what is Christmas without the Peanuts gang and a Charlie Brown Christmas? Now let's work our way into our top ones. Let's go 1983. You'll shoot your eye out. You'll shoot your eye out. You'll shoot your eye out. No other than the Christmas Story with Peter Billingson, Ralphie, and you got Scott Schroeder. And of course, we'll say it again. You'll shoot your eye out. You'll shoot your eye out. Ralphie. What is Christmas without Ralphie? Christmas Eve, TBS, TNT. They're going to play it all day long. From Christmas Eve at midnight to December 26th. Boy, that really showed I'm from the Carolinas right now. With December 26th, they're going to play it. Great movie right here. I enjoy Ralphie. I laugh every time I see Ralphie. Nothing can get more funnier than a Christmas Story. I enjoy the part when Ralphie finally, my favorite part of the movie is Ralphie's been getting bullied by Fritz. Him and his buddy Fritz have been getting bullied. He's just sick and tired of it. And then he tells Ralphie, when I say they hit Ralphie with a snowball, Ralphie's got the weight of the world on his shoulders. Santa Claus told him he's not going to give him a Red Ryder rifle. His mom's not going to get it. The teacher told him he can't get it. He thinks everybody's the wicked witch. He thinks everybody's against him. The bully finally tells Ralphie, when I tell you to come, boy, you come. And what does Ralphie do? He breaks Ralphie's glasses. And here it comes. Ralphie just jumps on him and opens up the biggest can of whoop tail you can name. And he goes in a cussing storm. It's all just built up to that one point where it felt like that 2 seconds, Ralphie's beating up the bully. He's getting all the anger and frustration out of him. And we don't condone fighting on instincts, but that is my favorite part of the movie, to see Ralphie finally stand up to the bully for him and his brother and to beat him up. And then have to take his ball to pull him off. And everybody's shocked because he's just cussing up a storm out there. I mean, he's cussing like a sailor. But that is my favorite part of the movie. And then finally, of course, the ending, Ralphie finally gets that Red Raider rifle. And what does he do? He shoots his eye out. They all told him he'll shoot his eye out. He shoots his eye out. All-time classic right there. Truly enjoy Ralphie all the time. Every year it comes on. Our next one, 2003. We cannot have a list without having arguably one of the best Christmas movies of all time on this list. It's a comedy starring Billy Bob Thornton, Bernie Mac, Terry Cox, and Brent Kelly. You know what we're talking about. Bad Santa. Of course, everybody knows the story. 2 con men, Billy Bob Thornton and Terry Cox. He's the elf. Billy Bob Thornton is the Santa Claus. They dress up and impersonate Santa Claus and rob department stores at night. What a perfect scheme to steal on Christmas. Of course, Bernie Mac now is the mall owner. He's kind of like the mall manager. He knows their getaway. He knows their alibi. He catches up and finds out, tells them, I want a cut of the pot if you're going to do it. Good movie. You laugh from the beginning. Of course, you got the kid that believes in Santa. He's all the candy. It's supposed to be the 25 days of Christmas candy. He's all of it. He wants Santa to talk to him and all that stuff. Billy Bob Thornton's trying to get rid of him, but a funny movie. A lot of people say that this is not the true value style of a Christmas movie because it doesn't have the happy ending, because it's pretty much a funny movie about them trying to con and get the money and steal stuff from the mall. But you will definitely laugh at this one right here. Our next one, let's stay right there in 2003. You got Will Ferrell's Elf. You cannot talk Christmas without talking Will Ferrell's and the Elf movie. All-time classic for a lot of families. This is a big movie. It comes on all the time during the holidays. Will Ferrell, he's Buddy. He's the oversized elf. who travels from the North Pole to New York to find his biological father and to learn about his family and all the things that goes on in New York. Scott, look, he's been an elf all his life. He does not know about the real world. All-time classic. Another one of those ones you turn on at the beginning, you laugh the entire way through. Now, our last one is no other than the 1989 all-time classic Chevy Chase, A Christmas Vacation. What is Christmas time without our favorite family, the Griswolds, who nothing goes right for the Griswolds. Nothing goes right ever. A Christmas Vacation is our perfect one to start off with because you laughed the whole time as Chevy Chase and the Griswold family because all the Christmas traditions just go wrong for this family. And that Griswold family just has that bad juju on them that no matter what they do, it never goes right. All-time favorite right here on my list. You heard my favorite Christmas movies. You heard my honorable mentions. Make sure that you drop in the comment box. Put some of your favorite Christmas movies down and let me know what you think of your favorite Christmas movies so that I can go watch and they may could have made this list. Just I did not have enough time to put all of them up there. So definitely put some down. This is Shawn. It stinks. I'm signing off. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Have a great time watching Christmas movies and doing all of the Christmas activity cheer with your loved ones and your family. And this is Shawn, and we'll see you in the new year right here on the Boom Broadcasting on It Stinks. You thought the show was over? It can't be over without us naming arguably what people now say is the greatest Christmas movie, better than everything I had on this list. And that is The Polar Express. North Carolina has adopted it with our own NC rail system having a Polar Express Day. Of course, you know the story is written, or the movie is written, an adaptation of the book that was written, The Polar Express, about the young man who did not believe in Christmas and gets on the Polar Express with two friends and finds the meaning of Christmas as Santa picks him to get the magical bell, but he can't hear it ring because he doesn't believe in Christmas anymore. Even after going on the Polar Express to the North Pole, Santa put him on his knee. He did not believe in Christmas till he lost the bell in his pocket because he had a hole in his pocket. The entire rest of the movie, they're looking for the bell. They can't find it. Finally, Santa brings it to him the next morning. He shakes the bell and he can hear it ring because now he believes in Christmas and the magical Christmas again. We could not let this episode of Instinct sign off without mentioning the greatest Christmas movie of all time in a lot of generations' eyes, The Polar Express. And we also could not end. That's right. You thought it was over. We had one more thing. Arguably the greatest book of Christmas all time. The best Christmas pageant ever. Written back in 1971. They have adopted a movie to the book now. So that is getting ready to drop soon in theaters right before the Christmas holiday comes in and within the next 2 weeks. So definitely go check that out. This is Shawn. Happy holidays. We are officially done this time, and we'll see you in the new year.